is the tasks every day will grow the prize pool. It'd be like every day, if you complete the task, I put $1 million in the prize pool. Each episode's one whole day. It's 10 episodes, 10 days. And so they could technically grow the prize pool to $10 million. And then it's like, I come in on a helicopter. We have a rope lowered down. $1 million is massive in ones, right? And then it unhooks. And now they have $2 million there. Like, good luck, guys. But if you grow the prize pool to $6 million without getting eliminated, you're all millionaires in 9 days. I love in these kind of reality shows where a viewer can ask, what would I do? Like in Beast Games, when I offer someone $1 million, but you have to eliminate your friends, you know, sometimes people turn down the $1 million, sometimes people take the $1 million and eliminate their friends. And like, that's an interesting thing to go, well, if I was in their spot, I don't care. Like, it's $1 million. The point is to make money. That's why I'm on the show. Take the million. But other people see that and they're like, no, like my integrity is worth, you know, I wouldn't take $1 billion over my integrity, right? You watch the commercial. Just with your computer in the commercial, you could win $1 million. And there's like a bunch of random clues and puzzles hidden through it. And so the first thing it did, it took you to a website that just like loosely explained it. Over 60 million people visited that site and attempted it. Where you'd have to call a number and like it's a 4-hour voicemail. It took this like group of like really high level puzzle solvers almost an entire month to solve it. Like, tens of millions of people attempted it, but it took almost a month for someone to win $1 million. And like there's $1 million on the line and all you needed to win it was your computer.
I dumped out a mag, grabbed a new one, and when I did, it cut my fingers. So where the round hit it, it had blown out the back of it, like a big spider web. When I grabbed it, it filleted my hands open. And for whatever reason, I grabbed it off the ground and put it in my back pocket. I don't know why I did it. I did it. We're flying back on the helo, and I held up the mag, and I'm trying to focus it with my nods, back and forth, and it never even entered my conscious thought that I took a round there. When we get back to the ready room, and we're going in for the debrief, and I dropped my gear, and I looked at it, and it's still in disbelief. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I hand it to one of the other guys, and he's like, that's a fucking bullet, dude.
40% of food that's produced in America ends up getting thrown away. So many stores and restaurants just throw away perfectly good food, or like they'll have things like if something's like within a week of being expired, they just toss it out because whatever. But it's like, it's perfectly edible. We've been able to distribute over 40 million meals to people in need across America. Just call a local nonprofit and be like, hey, every week we tend to throw away food around this time. Come pick it up. Like little tweaks like that is like so simple, but would feed so many people in need and save us so much money.
These digital devices are powerful tools, but also very potent drugs. That digital media lights up the same reward pathway as drugs and alcohol. These devices and platforms were designed to be addictive. When we're searching videos, we want something similar to what we liked before, but just a little bit different. And that's what the algorithm does automatically. It offers, oh, you should check this out. Oh, how about this? Oh, check that out. I think we can all relate to using this medium to a point where we don't even like it anymore and yet have difficulty getting ourselves off of it.
I was too young to be in good shape. I was in good enough shape, and I was just too dumb to quit. I didn't know any better. Like when people would quit on the very first day, I couldn't get it through my mind. This isn't gonna stop anytime soon, boys. This is when I'd look down the beach and see SEAL Team 1 doing log PT. Yeah, dude, they're paying us to work out. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like, I didn't care. I was superhuman.
What happens if you put 6 experts in different fields together and simulate a real zombie apocalypse? Right. You have 50 acres of this abandoned city sealed off, and every day a wave of zombie that gets bigger and bigger. Have it all, you split $1 million.
And it might be 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., and then 3 in the morning, shit starts
30
happening.
Zombies come in.
And they're creeping in. Yeah. Like they're creeping in.
Bro, you're getting me excited. I'm excited. If we need to stop talking about this, because I'm going to leave and go film it right now. Bro, I'm sold. I just got to find an abandoned city. This whole podcast is going to be Joe helping me figure out how to do zombies.
John von Neumann pointed out that you don't need to send the aliens around the galaxy. You can build self-reproducing probes and send them around the galaxy. Well, the galaxy is very big. It's really not. Why in the world would a super intelligent alien civilization waste all of its energy by beaming it in random directions into the sky? It is much, much more efficient to send probes to go to the other solar systems, just sit there and wait for an intelligent civilization to arise in that solar system. This is kind of the 2001 monolith hypothesis, right? I would be less surprised to find a sort of quiescent alien artifact in our solar system than I would to catch a radio signal from an intelligent civilization.
And I'm a Labrador. I just want to people please. Just bounce that tennis ball on the ground and let me go chase it. I'll do whatever you want to. Just pat me on the head at the end of the day. And that's all I wanted. I just wanted him to acknowledge me. Like, we go out and we hunt and I shoot everything. I get a good boy doing that, but I didn't enjoy it. I did it because it was a thing to do with him. If that dude would have been a fly fisherman, I'd be fly fishing. Like, I didn't care. I just wanted to be next to him.
In 2012, Ilya Sutskever and Alex Krzyzewski and Jeff Hinton in the University of Toronto, they reached out to a GeForce GTX 580. Simultaneously, we were trying to solve the computer vision problem inside the company. And we were frustrated by a whole bunch of early developments internally. And all of a sudden, we saw AlexNet, this new algorithm that is completely different than computer vision algorithms before it, take a giant leap in terms of capability for computer vision. When we saw AlexNet, we asked ourselves, if it can do this with computer vision, how far can it go? All of a sudden, computer vision is solved. All of a sudden, speech recognition is solved. All of a sudden, language understanding is solved.
I've always wanted to like do Hunger Games in real life as well. I bet you there's like a abandoned village or city that's been overgrown, and like doing a video titled like Last Human on Earth Simulation, and
but then also hire people to be zombies and haunt these people while they're sleeping. Hire people, like CGI them up, scare the fuck out of people.
This is probably a $5-10 million project. It probably would build this abandoned city.
There's so many different possibilities if you just sat down and worked. It must be so fun to do what you do, dude.
Exactly.
It sounds like we've gone a little bit soft in society. We live in a bit of a trauma society, one that doesn't appear to be very resilient. Even things that, objectively speaking, a generation or two ago would not have been considered traumatic are now trauma.
I would say succinctly, yes, I do believe we have gone a bit soft, but I don't think it's a moral problem or a character problem. I actually think it's a physiological problem that we're insulated from pain and we're exposed to all kinds of pleasures. You add to that the fact that we have a culture that tells us we should never be in pain, a whole generation of folks who feels like they're experiencing more pain because they're literally do not have the mental calluses to tolerate pain.
I almost never use the word illusion. Illusion means that there's something that you think you're perceiving that is actually not there. Like an oasis in the desert is an illusion. It has no causal efficacy. If you walk up to where the oasis is supposed to be, you'll say you were wrong about it being there. That's different than something being emergent or non-fundamental, but also real. This table is real, even though I know it's made of atoms. I think that consciousness and free will and things like that are just as real in tables and chairs.
Like, war's not fair. How good everybody was on that helo, dude. They were awesome. And it didn't matter. If you just would have let them sit on the ground and then ambushed them, it doesn't matter how good you are. If you don't get the chance to fight, the chance to show how good you are, doesn't matter.
When you create something new like CUDA, if you build it, they might not come. And that's always the cynic's perspective. If you don't build it, they can't come. When you're investing in something and nobody else believes in it and costs a lot of money, maybe investors or others would rather you just keep the profit. But you have to believe in your future. You have to invest in yourself. We believed this so deeply that we invested tens of billions of dollars before it really happened.
Technically, anything's possible. If, as humans, we really wanted to, we could technically blow up the moon with enough nukes. But you have to have that frame of mind. Everything's, for the most part, possible if you're willing to spend the time and spend the money. Like, we filmed in the pyramids, and I spent 100 hours living in the pyramids of Egypt. It was fucking awesome. And we're not thinking about, for the most part, restrictions. We're just thinking about what's great content. Right now, we're just figuring out what is the best show possible. And then I'll just have people go figure out what is possible or not. And in reality, everything we've said is possible.